Welcome to our 25th anniversary. We're so glad you came out on this beautiful Bellingham rainy weather morning. My name is Caprice Teskey, I'm the market director. And first of all, I just wanted to mention and introduce Solveig, who is our cabbage princess this year. And everything about Solveig is very local. She is the daughter of one of our vendors, Shelby with Sewn Designs. The pillow was made by Moth and Squirrel, which is one of our vendors. And the cabbage was grown by Rabbit Fields Farm. So this is a very local celebration, and we're very proud of that.
Again, I wanted to say thank you to Caprice and the Farmers Market. Thank you to you people out here that actually really care about the foods that we're eating and how we can do a better job. And I know that this is going to be a great year for us and really helping to elevate the conversation about food waste and food preservation in our community. So I guess without further ado, we get to toss the cabbage. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. All right, here we go.
When I woke up, I was like, oh, it's raining, I don't know if I want to go, you know. But as I'm walking in and just seeing all our farmers and the beautiful produce, and I just felt so lucky. We have such a vibrant market and so many amazing people that are a part of it.
When I'm somewhere else, if I want to get a real taste of what's going on in that community, I go to their farmers market. So vending at a farmers market, I feel like I'm giving everybody who lives here and anybody who's visiting a taste of what Bellingham's like.
The farmers market's a great gathering place, so there's a social gathering spot for people. I think beyond just grocery shopping, it's a great place to meet people, to walk around and hang out.
Well, I think the importance of local food just is in parallel with the importance of local community. It's just another facet of our community, and it just seems logical to start with your community in terms of your purchasing and go out from there. Local farms create jobs for local people. Local food doesn't have to travel very far to use, so the carbon footprint is less. Your local food comes with a face on it. You can actually know who grew your carrots and look them in the eye. You know, are these good carrots? Local for identification and connection.
So I work for Sustainable Connections, their food and farming program, which works to connect local farmers with local businesses and encourage our community to eat local first. Then we also have a program that is for really help growing new farmers. It's called Food to Bank On. Food to Bank On program is what's the best way to describe it? It's like a business class for young farmers, but it runs for 3 years, and there are mentor farmers that we bring in, and then throughout the 3 years we're helping farmers put together a business plan and just a really solid foundation for their business to help them be successful and grow. We have a really wonderfully supportive community, and there's actually a few here. Cedarville Farms right behind us is one of our mentors, and they're amazing. Rosalind from Rabbit Fields Farm is also one of our mentors.
Why is local food so important to this community?
Yeah, local food should be one of the top priorities for every community, and there are a lot of reasons for that. It preserves farmland and it supports our neighbors and friends who have farming businesses in town. It keeps dollars in our community, so your dollars work a lot harder when they stay local. It protects our views, which is one of my favorite reasons. We have beautiful pastoral land in Whatcom County, and I feel like that's so important to protect. Your food's more fresh, more nutritious. It travels a lot less. It's better for the environment in many cases. So you just go on and on, but those are some of my most favorite reasons. One of the most important things that we can do as community members to help protect farmland is just continue to shop and support our local farmers, because if there's no business, there's no reason for farms. So that's one of the other really important reasons. But I'm here today with the Chefs Collective, and we're doing Chef in the Market. It's every third Sunday, so we have this beautiful rainy day to cook local food for people and show them what they can do with our harvest.
And your name?
My name is Josh Silverman. I'm part of the Northwest Chefs Collective. It's a local chefs collaborative group here in town.
And your name?
And my name is Justin Hawkinson. I'm with Crave Catering, and today we're just thrilled to have a chance to cook up farmers market products in different ways, and hopefully some people will see what we're doing and want to recreate it at home. It was Sustainable Connections, a local organization that facilitated all of this so that we were able to work with the farmers market through Sustainable Connections and have our group. We're able to find a community and share ideas. We made this recipe together, and it was really exciting to get to use some local products. The end result is a corn and butternut squash quesadilla. So it's a chance to put on corn tortilla, a local butternut squash, local corn, cilantro, and then we'll have a cabbage slaw on top with the roasted peppers. So a combination of a few different kinds of roasted peppers that will go into the cabbage slaw on top.
This is just a little butane burner and just charring up some peppers to go with our recipe. This in particular one is a cayenne pepper. So it's got some spice to it. And just charring the skin here, and then we're gonna let them steam a little bit in their own heat, and the skins should peel off really easily, and then we'll use the flesh for the recipe.
What do you like most about cooking?
I enjoy using local products. That's kind of the fun of it for me, finding out what is in season, what's the best right now. Talking to the farmers, sourcing the products, making those relationships with the local farms, and then just feeding people. That's the fun of it, seeing people's faces when they eat something delicious and nurturing people through food.
Absolutely agree. I think that food is medicine more so than anything else, and we can eat good food, find ways to enjoy it, and that's what helps us to grow as people.
How long have you been coming to the farmers market?
I am one of the few founding members that's still in the market. So we've been coming for its entire history, which I guess this would mean about our 23rd year. I'm a little 23rd or 24th year.
And do you find you sell quite a bit here at the farmers market?
We do well. The market isn't our only market, and it's not even our biggest market. When I say general marketplace, we do sell to the community food co-op, and we sell wholesale. And we're actually doing more wholesale, but the market still remains important to us. Kind of on a personal level, we do enjoy the interactions with customers. It's a great way to build recognition of our farm in the community. Great way just to meet new customers who might come back and buy our CSA or do other things with us. Here at the market at our peak, we might have 25 items on the table, I would think, at least. And overall, I think I grow over 30 now. We used to grow as many as 40, but some things are just too marginal for us anyway. But we do like the variety, and we hear from our customers that's important to them, you know. So we like to see a lot of color and different textures and flavors and that on the table.
Yeah, you have a very colorful table.
Yeah, it's fun. My wife calls this the glorious season, just because there's just such abundance and color.
What's your favorite thing about farming?
Well, you're talking to a 57-year-old farmer, not a 27-year-old farmer. So some things have changed, and I guess some have stayed the same. I really do love being outside, and I love physical work, and I love physical work outside. I like being my own boss, although no one's really their own boss. You know, I need to serve my customer, and I have good customers, but they have demanding tastes, and I need to work hard to meet them. I also love working with my amazing staff, like Carolyn Thede-Smet over here. We have really enjoyed that. That was an aspect that in the beginning we didn't really think about. You know, you need employees, so go hire people. And it's really become almost one of the most rich things about the farm. It's just an amazing, and Carolyn's unique and yet typical of young people that have come to the farm and just enriched our lives. I like to kid that they helped us raise our children. We had 3 kids, and I think growing up around these young people and being in the fields with them was really good. And I guess lastly, I do enjoy knowing that I'm bringing fresh, healthy food, something really genuinely useful and valuable to my community. That means a lot to us.
We make all of our own confections. So we source dark organic chocolate from Theo out of Seattle, and all of our local ingredients, and we put it all together and make chocolate truffles and peanut butter cups and all sorts of great confections, some other wonderful award-winning truffles. And that is our peanut sea salt, our coffee blackberry maple, alderwood smoked sea salt, blueberry cardamom, rose guava, curry turmeric fennel, and ghost pepper lime. And then we also have a dairy-free every week, and this particular one is a plum spice. My wife and I have been making truffles with this company for 4 years. She has been making truffles for probably about 24 years, and I've been eating them for longer than that. All of our truffles I love. It just depends on what I'm drinking and what to pair it with. They all have a three-dimensional flavor to them. This is the blackberry coffee maple. It's an 85% dark organic cacao with local blackberries, maple, and rolled in a cacao. And local cream as well. It's full of love.
This is really good chocolate.
This is, if you can imagine, pure chocolate. It's like falling into a tub of hot chocolate. Dark chocolate. Dark.
85.
Been at the farmers market for the last 9 years, and I guess it's one of my favorite parts of the week.
How did you start farming?
I wanted to work outside when I was in college in the summers, so started working for Dusty Williams at Broadleaf Farm, I believe the summer of 2003, and he became my mentor, and slowly worked my way into developing Rabbit Fields Farm on his property, and then 3 years ago we ended up buying a farm down in Skagit Valley. So we've moved down there and are off his land, but he's still a great mentor for us.
How many different kinds of crops do you sell here?
Well, that varies what's on the table each day, but we're pretty diversified. That's sort of our niche, is that we're as diversified as it gets pretty much for Whatcom-Skagit County. I'm not even sure how many crops we grow. I don't count.
And you also mentor other farmers?
Yeah, we're a part of Sustainable Connections Food to Bank On program, so we're a mentor farm for that, and work with the up-and-coming farmers, younger farmers, developing ideas and business plans and stuff like that to get them up and rolling and selling their food.
We're talking to Zach.
I've been here for 5 years working as the site manager, which is sort of the operations position, the person that is always here when the market's happening, helping with logistics and vendors arriving and finding their spots and answering the public's questions. And we're open every Saturday, April through December. We usually go to the last Saturday before Christmas.
What do you enjoy the most about the market?
Well, I think the market's a great opportunity for, first of all, for farmers to sell their not just produce, but meat, cheese, fruits, vegetables. We have some eggs, so there's a lot of different options for groceries. So it's first and foremost a great opportunity for local food businesses to sell the food that they're producing. And then we have a robust and vibrant craft community with some really beautiful stuff, from pottery to woven rugs to, there's just all kinds of things. Baby clothes, beautiful batiks. We have a really high quality group of craftspeople. And then there's a bunch of specialty food businesses and concessionaires. And specialty food is, a local coffee bean roaster or a jam maker or a bread baker. And then the concessionaires are generally serving hot food. Like the last Saturday is always Kids Vending Day. And that's any kids up into the age of basically high school and younger can come and set up a card table and sell whatever craft or busking is an old-timey word for street performing or playing music in public. I think it originates from England. We have 4 positions in the market, 4 spots that performers can use, and they can check in at the info booth just to get a rundown on how performing in the market works, and they buy a $10 pass. That's good for that entire year. And then after they get an orientation and they buy a pass, they can come down anytime and use any one of those 4 spots. And they can play for a half an hour, and then they rotate to another spot. And performers all work it out, who's in line and who's next and that sort of thing. They work it out just verbally with each other.
In the dark,
And how long have you been coming to the market?
I started when I first moved to Bellingham about 6 years ago, and I worked with Alex Winstead at Cascadia Mushrooms. And from there, I met Jeremy Nowet at Blue Water Pottery and asked him if I could share a studio space. And then I asked him if I could apprentice with him. And then here I am now. I've stopped farming and am now pretty much just landscaping on the side and making pottery most of the time. My pottery is transitioning constantly. I was asked to choose 3 words, and I went with playful, earth-based, and a little bit whimsical. I guess playful and whimsical are the same thing, but yeah, I'm just having fun. And figuring out how to make things that don't look like you wouldn't want to use them, and are fun to touch and feel good in the hand.
Is that a ship?
That is a ship. So I do iron transfer decals, and I take found images or plant matter, and I will put it onto the computer, scan it in, and then I can print it out with a high iron-based ink and have it so it basically is like a fake tattoo that I put onto my pots and fire it one more round after a piece has been glazed, and I put the fake tattoo onto the piece, and then it comes out and it has absorbed enough into the glaze that it's ready to go into a dishwasher, microwave, and be handled.
Do you do custom pieces?
I do orders for restaurants and for certain shops. They'll have an image or a logo that they want on their piece, and I can do that for them. I raft part-time in the summers, and so I recently just made some fun pieces for my friends at a reunion that we had.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then these pieces don't represent my normal work, but they are from a soda-fired workshop that I did with a man named Isaac Howard, who is actually Jeremy Nowet's brother. And it's all atmospheric glazing with some flashing slips. Super fun process, because you don't know what's going to happen necessarily. And I'd say in pottery in general, you don't know what's going to happen. You might think you do, but you don't. There's a community-based ceramic group called WAC, and it is Wacom Artist of Clay and Kiln. And we all get together and share technique and experiences and resources, and it's a wonderful community. I feel super lucky to have stumbled into it.
Can you show us your favorite piece?
I do not know if I have a favorite piece, but but I do like bras. So this is a slip cast piece, and this is kind of what I started doing to get into the market, and now I've transitioned into throwing a lot of my stuff. But I thought this one's kind of weird and freakish and fun.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Erica. You are selling for
Honeymoon. Yep, Honeymoon Mead and Cider House.
And do you want to tell us what mead is?
Yeah, so mead is honey wine, and it's actually the oldest known fermented drink to humankind.
And do you make this right here in Bellingham?
We do. We actually make it 1 block away. So if you step into the alley and walk 1 block behind Pepper Sisters, that's where we are.
Tell us where you got your cups. Was that at the market?
You know, this one came from the market several years ago. This one came from Good Earth Pottery. They're by the same potter, Jeremy Nowet. Flavors do we have? So we have a fairly year-round supply of the traditional, which is just we use wildflower and blackberry flower honey. So those are the flavors that you get. The reserve begins as a traditional, but it's aged for 3 years in oak barrels and another 6 months in bourbon barrels. So you're getting a lot of that complexity added to the flavor. And then we have rhubarb, raspberry, and blueberry. And my personal favorite is orange. Natalie's is rhubarb. We also have a wassail, and that is not a seasonal, but it's very Christmas reminiscent. So it's spiced with cinnamon, cloves, and star anise.
The whole "Here We Go Wassailing" song comes out of that. And it was a traditional drink given to other members of your village as just a greeting on Yule. So it goes way back.
There's a lot of tradition in mead.
So this is a community drink.
Very much so, yeah. And I think the original community drink, and I think our tasting room really embodies that community aspect.
Do you buy your honey and everything products locally? Your ingredients?
So that I think every product, every ingredient is local except the oranges, and I think every other ingredient I can speak to it being local.
What do you enjoy about being at the farmers market?
The people watching. Yeah, there's a lot of really good vignettes that happen. Yeah. So my favorite is the orange, and it's actually not here, but Natalie's favorite is the rhubarb, and I have that one for you, Kate.
Very tasty.
And it's not as tart as the raspberry and the blueberry, which you'd think would be sweeter because they're like berries that are on their own are very sweet. But I like the rhubarb because it kind of takes out the tartness and it has a little bit of the dryness that kind of mellows out the overly sweet taste that some meads can have. So that one's like the nice median for me.
Yeah. And the rhubarb actually comes from the owner's backyard. So.
That is local.
That's very local. Thank you very much. That was a great sample.
So Skull.